to your bed over and over again. Hello, my name is Jennifer Dobrowitz, and this is the most important video you'll ever watch if you've ever felt the need to push a woman over the edge and make her come back on her hands and knees, begging for more. It should come as no surprise to you that women think so utterly different than men that they can come off as a complete mystery. It's hard to tell what they're thinking, let alone what gets them off. Even the most prudish girl can spread eagle after the first kiss if you do it right. Listen to what I have to say to make any ice queen turn into a juicy Lucy. So keep on watching to find out how you can become the best lay she ever had. Here's a fun tidbit of information. Only 12% of women commonly experience orgasms through penetration. I know, right? Here's another fun fact. 75% of women need their clitoris lovingly touched in order to reach orgasm. That's a fact. It doesn't end here. 82% of married women reportedly prefer receiving cunnilingus, apparently experiencing an orgasm 81% of the time. Think, and she won't even give you a blowjob in return. Laugh, but these are the results of survey after survey conducted randomly on women all over the US. If you think this has nothing to do with you, you're part of the problem and not the solution. Oh, you're part of the solution, huh? Are you absolutely positive? Have you ever had a relationship that seemed to start out magical but turned into a terrible one-night stand? Have you ever thought to yourself, I know how to use it, so no need for me to go downtown? Have you ever had mind-blowing sex? I mean, where she couldn't stop coming and you blew your load and you didn't know how to make her come even more? Have you ever been so nervous about pleasing her that it ruined your mood? Have you ever felt bored in the bedroom? Have you ever got that strange feeling that she might be looking for something more on the side? Have you ever felt your body just can't handle it or that your equipment was not packing its punches? Have you ever had a girlfriend so hot that you just couldn't last? Have you ever felt the urge to be the best lover she ever had? Not to add to the humiliation, but I bet you didn't know that her friends are well aware the entire time of what you two are doing in bed, including the best and the worst. Okay, chin up, buckaroo. If you said yes to any of these, you're not alone. As a relationship advisor, I hear these or similar stories all the time, and I've decided to give a helping hand to the perplexed on how to achieve their sexual goals. Here I'll help you learn time-tested methods and surefire techniques that will help make you become the most sought-after lover. Whether you're cunnilingus illiterate or a total expert, exploring this collection of advice, tips, and tricks will help provide you with what you need to make her come again and again and again. I get asked all different kinds of oral sex-related questions constantly from both men and women. A few years ago, I remember that day clearly. A handsome young man of about 25. He came to see me. He sounded absolutely at his wit's end. The story, as he put it, was that 6 months ago, he'd met the most gorgeous girl on a chance meeting while getting coffee on the way to work. What started out as a shared venti pumpkin spice latte developed into a night out, then a romantic dinner, and then into countless passionate nights. A few months later, things were going so amazingly good that he introduced her to his friends and his parents. They celebrated their anniversary with a 3-day weekend vacation in the Bahamas. Before even arriving, she went down on him in the plane, and then again in the hotel room immediately after they landed. And then things took a turn for the worst. On their return, she seemed a slight bit distant, even quiet, and she was usually the chattiest. He couldn't figure out what had gone wrong, but they fell into their work routines and she's just started seeing less of him. And that was just the beginning. He called her during lunch, but she insisted that she simply couldn't be torn away from the desk and that she'd try to see him later. It went the same after work. She would not answer or hang up with one excuse or another as soon as she answered. Soon her texts were just an emoji, and before long, there were none whatsoever. And then she defriended him without a word. To his chagrin, his friends and family wouldn't stop asking about her. He had no idea how to tell them that she was gone from his life. He was a mess. He couldn't get a wink of sleep, tossing and turning the whole night, rethinking everything he'd said and done, trying to find the reason. He tried to find another girlfriend, but it seemed that the others were just as quickly turned off by him, and they were disappointed. One by one, they wouldn't return his texts, and he found himself in a vicious cycle of relationship failure after failure. It was too hard for me to hear him talking like that, with so much desperation in his voice. The worst part was how clueless he was about what had gone so wrong. I felt for the guy, I really did, but unfortunately it's an all too common situation. I hear the same story day in and day out, and I'm just tired of hearing it. So I put together my expertise and sexual experiences as well as those of others into a guidebook on how to keep your dream girl, attract new ones, and have them begging you for more. It wasn't easy though, it took much time and effort, but I wanted to create the best guidebook to cover any situation to help anyone out with these problems. What I wanted to create were rules on how to become the man she wants to be with in bed and in life. From my years of counseling and experience, I gave birth to Learn to Lick. the ultimate Kama Sutra of cunnilingus, an ultimate guide to licking down under. My clients were the first to read and approve it, telling me how much it helped them. Remember the guy in his sad story that I just mentioned? He called me up the very next day I gave him a copy, completely exhilarated. He was up almost all night with the Learn to Lick course, and it finally dawned on him. He wasn't living up to her needs in the sack. He realized if you don't hit the right chord or push the right buttons, women tend to fake orgasms just to get it over with. Women just never admit to it because they feel so ashamed of experiencing discomfort when it should be pleasure. You see, while a guy can get off every time, true female orgasms are just very, very rare. Just think about how bored you'd be with a partner if this was the case with you. I'm not talking about weak or strong orgasms here. I'm talking about the total absence of one. It's no wonder that women admit to faking them at least once. It's not because they can't achieve them. You see, it's because they can't achieve them with their partner. In other words, you. Sooner or later, they get fed up with it. Maybe it'll be a month, maybe a year, but eventually they just drift away and move on looking for a better replacement. This is a real problem that you need to be aware of. Sometimes you'll get an actual reason instead of an excuse, but in most cases you won't because it's embarrassing for both you and her. Like, you know that guy I've been talking about? After reading my book, he immediately understood what he'd done wrong and what he needed to do differently in order to get the job done. He was eager to put what he had learned into action. Before long, he called me to tell me that he was moving in with a hot girl, crazy on not letting him go, who treated him like a god. Man or woman, if you are keen on getting the girl, things are not as easy as they seem. The main problem is trying to copy what so-called experts tell you, whether they're porn stars or women's magazines. Porn movies are made to look pleasurable, to get off quickly, not to educate you. Those so-called cunnilingus tips that would make any girl laugh in your face rather than come. Maybe, just maybe, you'll stumble upon something in that pile of clickbait, but you're still missing the whole picture. But they are what they are, ads with women making orgasmic faces for the man's enjoyment to reassure you that your crappy techniques are fine. Not real info that'll let you lick the competition. These articles are written by guys as clueless as the men who take them seriously. Like, would you take boxing lessons from a guy who's never been in a fight? So let me explain what the usual case is. Sometimes it may start to go sour at the very beginning and sometimes later in the relationship, and you notice something's not quite right despite her insisting that everything is. Or you might be out one day and you see a smoking hot girl with a below average but not too ugly guy and think, hey, this girl can have any guy she wants, but she hangs out with this loser. How does he get the chicks? But some fine ladies are actually mean bitches. All they're looking for is a fat wallet and abs like a six-pack, and they're not going to go down on you unless you bring home a nice new gift. Whatever the case, without her getting off from a good lickin', the problems start to snowball. Pretty soon after, you'll find her outsourcing it to another guy or woman who can easily serve her with regular oral sex and a proper orgasm, or 2, or 3, or 4. I'm sure this is the last thing you want to happen, so do something about it. Otherwise, this all too common phenomenon of not being able to get it or keep it will happen to you. Have no worries. An effective and efficient manual for solving the problem is readily available right now. A guidebook to not only the best cunnilingus, but also the best sex that will make you number one in the bedroom and in her life is finally here for you. Once you learn to master its contents, you'll be able to keep any girl you want. Never be dumped or duped again. Grow in confidence when meeting and seducing her. Be that man that women secretly recommend for a good, hard lay. Become the best lover any girl has ever had by licking the competition, whether you're her one and only, second, or she doesn't keep count. A noob or a pro, this guidebook will teach you a thing or two. Let me show you how to achieve her wildest orgasmic dreams, which she will return in every way possible. Look, let's be honest. Not knowing how to give good oral sex has a name. Being bad in bed. You may not know it, but oral sex is more important than you might have ever imagined. It's a clear path to sitting as king on the throne of her kingdom where she will come to be serviced. And even though oral sex may not be that important to you, it's crucial to getting her off. Did you know that up to 15% of American women have never experienced an orgasm? And do you know that 70% of women have never had an orgasm through intercourse alone? I get it. Things might sound confusing and look more complex when you're headed downtown. That's why you should listen to someone who both owns the same set of equipment and knows firsthand what to do with it from applied practice. Now, you may likely feel that you already have a pretty clear picture of what cunnilingus means to a woman, but you're wrong, as there's always a level deeper you can go. Here's an example. There was a venture capitalist type of dude who I was working with who wanted to do a personal study on oral sex habits in the bedroom. But he asked only 2 questions of the women he met. Would they rather have 1, a rich and handsome guy who rarely goes down on them, and when he does, it's terrible, or 2, an average or below looking partner who is able to deliver an orgasm time and time again? Almost all the women responded that they would prefer the second option. In other words, muscles, money, a Maserati, masculinity, all those things that men think women value mean nothing when compared to a cunning lingual master. Think about the implications this means. So you may be asking yourself, what does this change when getting a woman to commit to you? It changes everything. When you learn how to do it properly, you'll have every unfair advantage that will let you hijack a woman's mind and drive her crazy with love and lust for your sexual skills. Your sexual prowess will drag even the hottest girl into your clutches. Every other guy she's ever had will fade in comparison to you because you'll be the one who knows how to get her off. You'll be the one that truly knows what a woman wants done to her, and you can use it to make her do the wildest things to you. So then, how does this Learn to Lick course work? First, this book is based on many years of first-hand and first-tongue experience and not just empty theory and suggestions. This information has also been tested in the field by a countless number of my clients who have gone home or gone out to woo and wow the women in their lives. This course will cover all the basics and more to fit any need you may have. Sometimes it'll be just something all too simple, like changing a word or two, or a small action here or there in certain situations not necessarily even in the bedroom. Even a small change can make a massive difference for the better in your relationship, and the course covers even the slightest things you may overlook. Okay, small things don't hurt, you might think, but these small changes also inspire you to do even bigger and bolder steps, surprising that woman of yours with even greater sexual release that you both will share. My clients who have already followed the course, who have been in the worst types of relationships or marriages, automatically began to experience a second honeymoon together. And that was just the beginning. How come? Because as soon as you uncover the secrets of what a woman wants, you'll be empowered to take a step forward onto the pedestal she will place you. She's sure to adore you as she has no other. You see, all women have the same opinion that men don't really get them, as much as men have the same opinion towards women. But you'll be the one that does. And when you do, they'll be coming back for more of you. When you master all lessons from Learn to Lick, you'll have the most powerful secret weapon available to attract and keep any woman you set your eyes on. When I saw how well my Learn to Lick course works in practice, I immediately understood that I'd stumbled across a Kama Sutra of cunnilingus. The course offers every little thing you might ever want or need when it comes to oral sex. It includes not only a set of ebooks, but audiobooks as well, with in-detail explanations on everything cunnilingus made easy for anyone to master. Learn to Lick contains the ultimate in oral sex lessons and much, much more. By purchasing the course, you'll get instant access to the ebook and audio format with in-detail explanations on everything you've ever wanted to know about cunnilingus, including anatomy, various techniques, recommended positions, as well as provocative ideas on seduction, foreplay, and everything that comes after. You will find straightforward how-to instructions on numerous cunnilingus tricks and clear, detailed descriptions of erogenous zones within the course. The comprehensive course was specifically developed to put you on the right path to becoming a salacious lover in just one viewing. You'll also get a condensed audiobook featuring the most important lessons about anatomy, positions, and techniques so you can become a better sex machine on the go. You can download these amazing audio lessons to your mobile phone or any MP3 player and enjoy upgrading your lovemaking skills even as you cram your way to a hot date. Wait, there's more. The book itself is an illustrated ebook with 20 chapters on cunnilingus, elaborating on numerous techniques and recommending various positions, which provide illustrating visuals that will show you the right way to get her off. In short, this course contains everything you'll ever need to know about cunnilingus and more. Don't just take my word.
Yeah. I'm so thirsty today. Same. So, I just had the most amazing yoga class, babe.
Okay, tell me.
Okay, well, first, the teacher put it up just how we like it.
Yeah.
She made it, super hot in there.
Okay.
Super hot. I was sweating a ton, and she was, really down for it. So,
Yeah.
So we were, doing yoga, how we normally, how yoga starts.
Yeah.
And, we were just sweating so much. And I know you weren't there or anything, but I kind of think that you would like to hear this, and maybe...
Okay, tell me.
Okay. So she was just sweating a ton, and we were sitting across from each other, and just kind of went over and tasted her too, and she tasted so good, so sweet. I just had to keep doing it.
That
She was
so sexy.
she was a little bit like, why are you doing that? But she was down for it, and we just kind of started getting a little touchy-feely. And, you know, I just stood up and I squirted all over her, and
You squirted on her?
she loved it.
Oh my god, that's so hot.
Yeah, it was so hot, and just I came back.
Yeah.
I feel like another person. Like I just got all the sweat out of me, and I just got all her sweat.
Yeah.
And we just ate it all, and we just tasted each other. It was just the most amazing
Oh my
thing
god,
ever.
that sounds awesome. I want to go. I want to join.
That's what I want you to do. I want you to come with me because
Yeah.
I think it's perfect for us. And like, you know, maybe if she's not very together, we can like all play with each other.
Yes, I want to do that too. You should remember a little bit of these from before.
Yeah.
Okay. Excuse me.
I'm sorry.
Do I have to tell you about it?
I just thought I got to taste you.
Okay, no. All right, so back to the yoga class, ladies.
Okay.
This is what you're paying me for. So get into this position. You're going to stretch your back muscles out. And breathe in and breathe out. No, you want your butt to hit the bottom of your feet, almost not in the air. There we go. And then you're going to go from this. You're going to go straight up onto your belly, elbows, and up to the sky. And that's going to really stretch out your abs and your back. Definitely starts bringing up the temperature.
I know. It's like hot.
And then we're
I
going
drank
to do
so
that.
much water, dude. We both did.
And then we're going to do that one more time, ladies. Back down. Put your head in between. Okay. Looking good. And now go all the way back down and up to the sky again. Make sure you're looking up, following it all the way through. All the way. Ladies. Ladies. I thought you brought me here on my day off to teach you some yoga.
No, I mean, we're...
So we should get back to some yoga. You know, we're going to
I know,
relax
but maybe
your muscles.
I kind of am thirsty, though. I'm really
You're
me
thirsty.
Too.
Okay, would you like to get a drink or do you want to keep going?
Maybe we should just keep going. Yeah, let's just keep going.
Okay, perfect.
Just
All
go
right.
on in there.